Presentation: with regards to bulls, you better accept that any experience can rapidly abandon amazing into frigid. Plan to have your heart race and your faculties wake up as we dig into the wild domain of the most over-the-top fearsome bovines in the world. These titanic animals with their undeniable presence, monstrous heave and impressive horns will make you mull over going even close to them. From a bull that holds the crown for clasping greatness to Texas Longhorns, whose horns loosen up into the void estimating a surprising 8 feet or more. Here are the top 10 most risky bulls on the planet. Hi, my name is Alair704, from Alair704 YouTube channel. In this channel I promise to be bringing you awkward moments which took place in the wild environments. If you want to know about me, I let the beat bang twana, that's my story. I'm sorry. Hit the like button cause I'm only getting started. Number 10. Spanish fighting bull. On the off chance that you picture any bull to you, you'll probably promptly consider a Spanish fighting bull. They are angry. I don't have some familiarity with you yet. I accepted the bulls had been prepared to act furious. Yet, that is not the situation by any means. These Iberian dairy cattle are reared unfenced in Spain, Portugal, Latin America, and France. Furthermore, have their normal characteristics safeguarded by guaranteeing they almost never experience people, assuming they in all actuality do confront them. Those people are never by walking. Spanish fighting bulls are likewise chosen for having great mixes of energy, endurance, strength and animosity. Each work is made to guarantee that they're fundamentally as crazy as could be expected. For bullfighting in nations that actually grant it, specialists aren't precisely certain where battling bulls came from. In any case, it's accepted that they could have come from wild bulls of the Iberian landmass, and were maybe utilized during field games in the Roman domain. From that point forward, their animosity has been kept up with through particular rearing. Generally speaking, Spanish fighting bulls are at their most forceful when they are separated from everyone else or can't escape, and it doesn't have anything to do with red. Dairy cattle really have dichromatic vision, which implies they are red-green visually challenged. The red shading utilized by matadors is more about custom hiding blood stains and guaranteeing a helpful variety contrast between the contenders and the field floor. Number 9. Texas Longhorn bull. It doesn't take a virtuoso to sort out why Texas Longhorn cows are called Texas Longhorn. Firstly and foremost are an enormous piece of Texas social legacy, thus the Texas part of the name, and they additionally have staggeringly lengthy horns. Frequently the horns of a Texas Longhorn are in excess of 8 feet or 2.4 meters when estimated from one tip to another. That is far more prominent than the typical individual anyway. A few cows can evade the pattern. The Guinness Book of Records revealed that the longest spread of dairy cattle horns was on a cow called Poncho Estate. They estimated a whooping 127.4 inches or 323.7 centimeters. Texas Longhorn cows date as far as possible back to when Spanish conquerors carried them to the Americans during Christopher Columbus' second journey. For the following 200 or so years, Spaniards involved the steers in Mexico until they in the end advanced toward Texas toward the finish of the 17th 100 years. They were really raised for hamburger, yet are currently additionally saved for accomplishing more noteworthy horn length, steer riding and preservation purposes. Presently on to the risky bull part. Are Texas Longhorn bulls risky? Well, yes and negative. They can be risky, I mean simply take a gander at those monster horns, yet it's maybe these regular weapons that mean they needn't bother with to be forceful. They are really quiet and submissive, commonly presumably on the grounds that they realize nothing will meddle with them when they have gigantic stabby sticks on their heads. Number 8. Dillinger. Say the name Dillinger in the American kicking bull world and individuals will shiver. Dillinger was an American kicking bull Thath Harrington Steers organization possessed. He was notable for having won the Expert Bull Riders Big Showdown title for a long time running in 2000 and 2001. Furthermore, was additionally offered the Expert Bull Riders Brand or Honor title in 2012. He was second bull to get this honor. Indeed, even after such a long time, Dillinger stays the primary position bull in the Star Bull details verifiable positioning of kicking bulls. Yet, beside these distinctions, Dillinger was otherwise called being a quick and light-footed bull who could buck 86% of riders at a degree of 51 vocation ounce. Assuming you were matched with Dillinger, you were in a tough situation. The well-known dark bull with a white face and underside was bigger than most other champion bulls of similar time at almost 2,000 pounds. Yet, he was similarly basically as athletic as the lighter bulls weighing around 1,100 pounds. Over the course of his time in the kicking bull world, he was named a best on the planet bull ordinarily and was the absolute first bull to have both numerous top dog titles and consecutive wins. Tragically, Dillinger's vocation reached a conclusion rashly in 2002. He supported numerous cracks in his left snare, bringing about joint separation. Subsequent to getting his leg trapped in the take shots at the Jack Daniel's Invitational Bud Light Cup Series in Louisville, Kentucky. He passed on 2 years after the fact at age 9. As per a few reports, the popular PBR bull Mickey Mouse, who had a short however undefeated vocation, was Dillinger's grandson. It appears as though Dillinger's gifts run in the family. Number 7. Belgian Blue. Belgian Blues are meat dairy cattle from Belgium. Known for how lean, strong and etched they are. Belgian Blues have twofold muscling. And both Belgian Blues and Piedmont Test can change over their feed into fit muscle, bringing about meat with very little fat and not a lot of delicacy. Not precisely a simmering pot, number 1, to be fair, in spite of their unquestionably strong body and giant size, with most grown-up bulls gauging as much as 2,755 pounds. They really have a seriously tranquil disposition and are frequently portrayed as tame. The tameness makes them helpful possibility for clubs, passages and shows. You are probably not going to see them going crazy, since they are genuinely delicate monsters. In saying that, you actually would have zero desire to play with a Belgian Blue bull. Their weight alone implies that you'll always be unable to inspire them to do anything they would rather not do. They could simply pound you like a bug. Belgian Blues are certainly extraordinary dairy cattle in numerous ways, and they are turning out to be more alluring as the years go by. They are currently famous as a meat brand in Europe, Canada, America, Brazil and New Zealand. Number 6. Bushwhacker. Don't let the clever name fool you. Bushwhacker, a previous American bucking bull, was not to be screwed with. This totally huge and savage bull was a 3-time proficient bull rider's big showdown bull, earning titles in 2011, 2013 and 2014. Bushwhacker the bull was also given the PBR brand of honor in 2016 and has often been called the Michael Jordan of bulls. In 2020 he was inducted into Bull Riding Hall of Fame. Bushwhacker is from Marysville, California, and is a red bull with a white mottled face, tipping the scales at 1,700 pounds while he's retired now. He has a long history of honors that make him a bull no one in the bull riding scene would be in a hurry to forget. Bushwhacker became the reserve wild card champion in 2009. The World Champion Classic Bull winner the following year, which came with a $250,000 prize, and reached the finals in 2011. He also reached high marks 9 times in 2011 and still holds the PBR Premier sales records for 42 consecutive buck-offs. This animal is more accomplished than even any person I know. Number 5. Ankole Watusi. Out of the multitude of bulls, you'd be reluctant to move toward Ankole Watusi bulls, which must be close to the first spot on the list. This breed traces all the way back to close to 2,000 years and is among the most hitting cows breeds with additional huge horns that can grow up to 6 feet in length from one tip to another. Their horns have really made them very helpful in Africa. While their horn shape and size mirrors the riches and influence of their proprietors, they aren't excessively huge. Bulls simply growing as much as 1,600 pounds, yet their horns are goodness. Ankole Watusi bulls utilize their horns for protection clearly, yet they likewise assist with chilling them off in hotter environments. Their horns have honeycombs of veins to assist them with this cycle. You'll be satisfied to know that generally Ankole Watusi bulls are quiet and tame, however this shouldn't imply that they forever are. They can be especially forceful during mating season, which can be destructive for anybody who attempts to in the middle among them and their fair woman love. I mean, simply envision how difficult it could be to get wounded by one of those Goliath horns. Number 4. Simmental Bull. Simmental dairy cattle or double reason cows from Switzerland. They are raised for both milk and meat and are not difficult to distinguish by their red shading and white markings. Simmental steers are effectively one of the world's most seasoned and most broadly dispersed breeds, with records tracing all the way back to basically the medieval times. They were effectively brought into Namibia and South Africa in 1893. and 1905 and are currently well known in the previous Soviet Association. Essentially a fourth of all dairy cattle in the USSR were Simmental, and they were handily viewed as one of the main cow's breeds. Customarily Simmental steers were utilized for dairy and hamburger, however they have likewise made phenomenal dry spell creatures. They develop quickly whenever given adequate feed and will more often than not have not many medical conditions anyway. When you see cross-rearing information including Simmental cross bull calves, it's obvious to see that they aren't generally the most craven creatures. In one review were isolated into bunches in view of their varieties. The gathering with Montpellier bullfathers would in general be more settled and shown more certain social way of behaving than those with more Simmental in their breeding. Number 3. Braham bull. Cow simply seems to be dairy cattle right well planned to have your psyche blown. Braham bull, otherwise called zebu, are among the most remarkable on the planet. They began in India and have been cross-reared in the US to deliver the American Braham. These cows stand apart from the group with the articulated mound around their shoulder and neck region, hanging ears and bending horns. They are likewise particularly hued with dim and strong red. Braham dairy cattle are attractive for their capacity to flourish in warm, sticky environments. Therefore they are much of the time brought up in places where the mercury skyrockets for a significant part of the year, and keeping in mind that they may be the solution to managing overall temperature increments. Analysts are stressed over their personality. Whether you're managing a Braham cow or a bull, they can answer adversely and forcefully to people. And sure, their flexibility and high resilience make them a helpful variety. In any case, you must be cautious with bulls. They are not ordinarily forceful, yet they can respond with aggression and can likewise be unpredictable. Number 2. Legendary creature. There clearly lived an unbelievable animal in India that sent shudders down the spines of all who heard its tale. The murmurs of the neighborhood conveyed the charming story of a huge bull, whose presence appeared to be too unprecedented to possibly be valid. It was an animal so enormous that cast a shadow over the whole town and stood far superior to the standard society. It would take a multitude of many daring people to tame this great monster. Chains thicker and heavier than any time in recent memory fashioned were delivered to endeavor the apparently incomprehensible assignment of quelling the relentless power of nature. Do you suppose this bull really existed? Provided that this is true, the way in which weighty do you suppose it was? Number 1. Bodacious. Bodacious is the name of an American bucking bull who lived from 1988 to 2000. He was by and large known as the most risky bull on the planet and the best bull to buck. While he's notable for his many honors, he's additionally known for the harm he caused. Bodacious genuinely harmed bull riding symbol Extreme Heaterman, who showed up at the emergency clinic with virtually every significant bone right in front of him broken. Specialists worked 2 times for a sum of 13 hours to embed numerous titanium plates to reproduce his face. However, Bodacious wasn't done. He happened to truly harm another bull rider named Scott Bredding, despite the fact that Scott knew what Bodacious was like and wore a hockey veil. Bodacious utilized the very continues on Scott that he did on Extreme in only 4 seconds. He cracked his cheekbone and left eye attachment, broke his nose and thumped him oblivious. Ultimately, Bodacious proprietor Sammy Andrews chose to resign him, and he was accepted in the Star Rodeo Corridor of Distinction in 1999. And the bull riding lobby of notoriety in 2017. Notwithstanding all the confusion and damage he caused, it's hard not to be dazzled with this bull's amazing rundown of praises all through his life. He was the PRCA kicking bull of the NFL in 1992, 1994 and 1995, and brought home the championship of the PRCA Texas Circuit Bull of the Year for a very long time, running from 1993 to 1994. Bodacious was likewise drafted into the PBR brand of distinction in 2019. And the Texas Rodeo Cowpoke Lobby of Acclaim in 2020. Sammy, his proprietor, said he generally trusted he would get into the lobby of popularity since he figured he did a great deal for the game of rodeo. A ton of damage, you mean? Right? Sammy additionally said that Bodacious was the bull the ranchers would have rather not drawn, however the fans adored him. Fun truth, there's even a melody expounded on him by Primus called The Number of Bodacious.